the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
Pretty solid season. I'm sure the women's soccer team will be good again because they seemingly always are. So it's not as if Tennessee's short of entertaining products is what I'm getting at, to say nothing of the new women's coach for women's hoops.
I think it's going to be very entertaining. I think fans are going to really, really dive into
it's just setting up to be an awesome next 9 months to be a Tennessee fan, is my thought.
I agree, Will. Final thing on Tennessee basketball, though. Santi, Triple J, Tobe, and Adu. Who do you think the Vols will miss most over the course of the season? Whose absence will actually show up on the court the most?
I have two answers here. One for the fans and one for the actual on-court product.
Okay.
The fans are going to miss Tobe the most of those four, because I think people got really frustrated with Santi. Triple J has always been divisive, and I think people really faded hard on Adu thanks to the last couple of performances he had in the season. The love never really subsided for Tobe because he, crazy effort guy, fouls like a machine, which can be good, can be bad. You do have 5 to use, but the effort was never questionable. Like you always knew, no matter when or how you put him in a game, what he was going to do. He was going to get you 4 offensive rebounds and 4 fouls. Like you always knew what you're getting, and people love that type of thing. On-court product, I think I might go against the grain here and pick Triple J because because not really as much the offensive side, though his catch and shoots are going to be missed when he was really hitting. As well, I will honestly miss the 10-foot turnaround too, which is strange to say. He was just very good at hitting it. But they're going to really miss his defensive versatility. If you could add one of those guys to this roster, it would be him for what we mentioned earlier. Yeah, you have Shaq to guard like a 6'8" guy if you need to. But if they have multiple scoring wings, that's when you really could have used a Triple J. Like he is, for all of his warts and flaws, a terrific 2 through 4 defender. Yeah.
You could also sell me on Adu. We'll see what Akpara is, just because Adu was getting progressively better year by year.
No, Adu had a really good SEC run. I thought. But obviously pretty rough.
People just remember the last 2 performances, and that, I mean, it's recency bias, but I think Adu was a really good player and a really valuable player for Tennessee all year long. Like you could sell me on Adu and Estrella being the right combo, because like you said, Tobe was just a fan favorite, but he also played significantly less than Adu. So Adu had, like, when Adu was off, you just knew immediately. Like it was one of those things where it was when Adu's gonna have a good game, like it's right out of the gate. You're like, oh, this is an Adu game. And
it was the same as Kamwa.
Yeah,
because if the first shot win it.
Yeah, and it was divisive.
It was just that.
But I think his upside was better, and I think he was a better player than Kamwa here. Kamwa had an all-time great, and we should always be grateful for the Duke game for Kamwa. But by and large, Adu night to night was, I think, more consistent and someone you could count on. And also, just if he was back for this final year, I feel like he was really good for Estrella in that development. And like Tobe, like you said, played hard, and I understand why he was a fan favorite. But I felt like I thought it was strange that fans were more, and I guess it goes back to like I get that, but like my immediate reaction, I think we're on the same page. Is like I think you'll miss Adu more than Awaka with this group, just because he was just a multi-dimensional player. Yeah, and he could do other stuff, because I think people just assumed I think people got way too lost in the Edie stuff and that he was a bad defender, this, that, and the other, soft, whatever. Adu was a really good player and a good defender for Tennessee this past year, and I think Adu would have been really good. And I think if Tennessee was able to go into this year with Adu and Estrella as the big man combination, I think that still is a higher ceiling, and Tennessee's a better team than Akpara. And I think Akpara will be good, but I don't think Akpara is as good as Adu.
Yeah, and again, you only think of the last thing. People do forget, like, Adu was really good, honestly, on defense in the round of 32 game against Texas.
Yeah.
A couple of huge blocks in that game.
Yeah, I agree.
Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas Podcast. Hell yeah.